Good morning students, welcome once again to online video class conducted by Purnachandra Residency High School, Bariapur. In a previous class, I have taught you about the longitudinal section of ovary and the structure of uterus. Now some more parts are left between male and female reproductive part, that is called what? No? Urethra. What it is called? No? Urethra. So the common between male and female reproductive unit is reproductive part is what? That is called a urethra. Okay. So now I am going to explain you about the difference between the male urethra and female urethra. Okay. So male urethra and female urethra. Now male urethra, the length of male urethra is 20 centimeter in length, but in case of female urethra it is 4 centimeter in length. And in male urethra, the urethra is subdivided into three parts. That is, first is what? The prostate region having a length of 3 to 4 centimeter. Then after that, middle region having a length of 1 meter, and the penial urethra having a length of 14 centimeter. But in case of female urethra, it doesn't show any kind of parts in case of female. Okay. And the third point is, in case of male urethra, the male urethra is the common passage for both urine and semen. But in case of female urethra, it is the passage of what? No? Urine. Okay. So these are the three differences between male urethra and female urethra. The length of male urethra is 20 centimeter in length, and the female urethra is 4 centimeter. And the second point is, the male urethra is divided into three regions. That is what? No. First is what? No, that is having a length of 3 to 4 centimeter. That is what? A prostate region. The length of the prostate region of urethra is 3 to 4 centimeter, and the middle one is 1 centimeter, and the rest of the length goes to penial urethra having a length of 14 centimeter. But in case of female, no such regions are seen in case of female urethra. And the functions of male urethra having a common passage for both what? Urine and semen. But in case of female, the functions of urethra is to pass only what? No? Urine. Okay. So these are the difference between what? No? Male and female urethra. Now, so today I am going to explain you about what? No? Oogenesis, which is a very important topic from the examination point of view. So you must learn and you must see what I am talking about. Oogenesis. Okay. Now, oogenesis. Before oogenesis, what is called oogenesis? What is called oogenesis? Oogenesis, it is the female gametogenesis. Oogenesis is what? Female gametogenesis, which takes place in ovary. Okay. So before the formations of oogenesis, or during oogenesis, the oogenesis takes place in the ovary. So this is the longitudinal section of what? No, ovary. First, oogenesis takes place in ovary. Takes place in ovary. Okay. Production of, or the formation of ovum from the oogonia. From the oogonia is called what? No, is called oogenesis. Is called oogenesis. Now, how the oogonia get regulated and how the oogonia get perforated from the ovary first. So this is the structure of what? No, longitudinal section of ovary, and this is the germinal epithelium. What it is called? Germinal epithelium. What it is called? Germinal epithelium. Now from germinal epithelium, oogonia gets ruptured out or the project out from the germinal epithelium. From the germinal epithelium, oogonia gets out from it. Now the process of oogenesis. Process of oogenesis are of three phases. Process of oogenesis, there are three phases in oogenesis. First one is multiplication phase. Second is growth and differentiation phase. Growth and differentiation phase. Growth and differentiation phase. And third one is maturation phase. Third one is maturation phase. Maturation phase. Now, first multiplication phase. So first we will discuss about multiplication of phase. Okay, so multiplication of phase, that is the productions of, the formations of oogonia from the germinal epithelium. From where it is producing? From the germinal epithelium. So this is the structure of ovary, and this is the outermost layer is called peritoneum, and these are the layers of what? No, germinal epithelium. What it is called? Germinal epithelium. From germinal epithelium, in case of us multiplication phase. Multiplication phase. From germinal epithelium, oogonia gets project out. From germinal epithelium, oogonia gets project out due to which kind of division? Due to mitotic division. Which kind of division? Due to mitotic divisions. Due to from germinal epithelium oogonia. As we know, oogonia is 2n having it is one. Oogonia is which kind of body? It is diploid body having 2n. Diploid body having what? No, 2n, that is chromosome number is what? No, 46. What is this? 46. Okay. From germinal epithelium, oogonia gets project out due to mitotic divisions. Okay. Then after that, it goes to. Then after that, the oogonia will get to the which part? The stroma. This is called what? The stroma. So which part it is called? The stroma. So the peripheral part of stroma, and this is the central part of the stroma, and this is the peripheral part of the stroma. From the germinal epithelium, oogonia is projecting out from it. Then after that, oogonia goes to the egg tube of Flugger. Egg tube of Flugger. Oogonia goes to the egg tube of Flugger from here. Then after that, oogonia goes to the egg tube of Flugger. Then after that, it goes to the from egg tube oogonia goes to the egg nest. That is what? It is the gradual phase of the what? No, egg tube. The gradual phase of the egg tube is what? No, egg nest. Egg nest is what? It is round. It is what? No, rounded like structure, which is forming what? A mast. Rounded mast. This is called what? A rounded mast, and this is what? No, egg tube, and this is called a egg nest. Okay. From egg tube, oogonia goes to the egg nest, rounded mast. From there, in egg nest, it produces only one primary oocyte. Only one primary oocyte is formed from the egg nest. Okay. In egg nest, it produces only one primary oocyte. Okay. It produces only one primary oocyte in egg. Then after that, many oogonia primary oocyte is producing in egg nest at the same time. At the same time, it also produces many types of primary oocyte, but only the primary in egg nest it produces only one primary oocyte, which it is further developing for what? No, ovum. Primary oocyte is further developing for what? No, ovum. At the same time, other primary oocyte is also forming, but it is lacking some efficiency to produce what? No, primary oocyte for ovum. Okay. At the same time, different kinds or many types of primary oocytes are producing, but only one primary oocyte having a functional to produce what? No, ovum, and the rest of the primary oocytes are not functionable. Okay, Okay. In egg nest, it produces only one primary oocyte. To other primary oocyte, then you will eager to know that what will be the other primary oocyte will do. Then performs to form a what no follicular epithelium. It will form what no follicular epithelium to the primary oocyte. Okay. Other primary oocyte will form a layer for primary developing primary oocyte. What? Developing primary oocyte, which is what? Further ovum. Okay. So here it is. Only one primary oocyte is releasing here. One primary oocyte. Then after that, these are what? These are the other oogonia. These are the other primary oocyte. These are the other primary oocyte forming what? No? These are the layers which is forming is what? No? These are primary oocyte and these are the layers of what? No? Follicular epithelium. What? Follicular epithelium. It is forming follicular epithelium. What produces follicular epithelium? The other primary oocyte. Okay? The other primary oocyte surrounds the functionable primary oocyte. Okay? This is what the functioning primary oocyte. Okay? And these are what? No, all are functionless primary oocytes are surrounding the primary oocytes. And these primary oocytes will nourish and it will provide nutrients to the primary oocyte. Okay? So other primary oocytes will nourish the primary oocyte, which will becomes a further ovum. Okay? So these are the functions of what? No? Follicular epithelium, and these are the functions of the other primary oocyte, which are having less efficiency to produce what? No? Primary oocytes of themselves, but they only performs to surrounds the primary oocyte, which will becomes a further ovum. Then after that, these primary oocytes will develop to what? No? Matured follicles. What it will form? Matured follicles. Then after that, matured follicles will produce what? The Garaffian follicle. What it will produce? Garaffian follicles. What it will produce? What? Garaffian follicles. Now, follicular epithelium or matured follicle will now produce what? The Garaffian follicle. What it will produce? Garaffian follicle. What it will produce? Garaffian follicles. Now, matured follicles will become Garaffian follicles. Okay? After the rupturing, during ovulations, it delivers out the ovum. It delivers out the functioning ovum, which will later exhibiting which kind of cell division? That is prophase 1 of meiotic division. Which kind of division? Prophase 1 of meiotic division until fertilization occurs. Which kind of cell division it is exhibiting? It is exhibiting prophase 1 of meiotic division until there is some fertilization takes place. If there is fertilization takes place, then there will be which kind of cell divisions takes place? That is what? No? Metaphase cell divisions. Which kind of cell division? Metaphase cell divisions. Before fertilization, it producing or it exhibiting which kind of cell division? That is what? The prophase 1 of meiotic divisions. Okay? Finished? Now, this is the multiplication phase. Now I have explained you what? No? Multiplication phase. Then after multiplication phase, then after that what? No? Growth phase. Which kind of phase? Growth phase. Which kind of phase? Growth phase. After multiplication phase, there is what? No? Growth phase. Okay. Now before growth phase, when does the multiplication phase exhibit? When a female child. Okay, now this is a very important point. You must know. What is that? No, before, when a female child, when a mother is conceiving a female child in its uterus, and at that time, before the delivering of baby, the baby consisting of near about 2 millions of follicles. How many follicles? 2 millions of follicles before a baby is delivering out from its mother. That is female child. During female child, so this point is also included under what? No, multiplication phase. Now before, when a mother is conceiving a female child, that female child has almost 2 millions of follicles. 2 millions of follicles. 2 millions of follicles. Then after birth, the female baby comprising how many follicles? Near about 1 million. Till she attaining the age of, till she attaining puberty, she is comprising how many millions of follicles? 1 millions of follicles until she is attaining what? No, puberty. Until she is attaining puberty, that means until she is attaining puberty, she comprising how many millions of follicles? 1 millions of follicles. When that female child was in the mother's womb, and at that time, how many follicles were there? 2 millions. Now gradually the follicles are diminishing. The follicles are diminishing. Okay. Then after puberty, during puberty, the follicles, the number of follicles is 4 lakh. Okay, 4 lakh. How many lakh? 4 lakhs. During puberty, the number of follicles is 4 lakhs. Before the birth, the female child having almost 2 millions of follicles. Then after birth, the female baby comprising 1 million of follicles until she is attaining puberty. And after puberty, how many follicles? She is comprising 4 lakhs. How many? 4 lakhs. Okay. So this phase or these types of follicles and these types of follicles are all included under what? No, multiplication phase. Now growth and differentiation. Number 2, growth and differentiation. Growth and differentiation during puberty. During puberty, the follicular cells are of 4 lakhs. Okay, during puberty the follicular cells are of 4 lakhs. Okay, clear? And when the girl is attaining a puberty, then the development is taking place on themselves. Okay, that is what is growth and differentiation. Okay, growth and differentiation. After growth and differentiation, which phase is coming? That is called maturation phase. What it is called? Maturation phase. Maturation phase. So maturation phase, in maturation phase, in this phase, the primary oocyte undergoes meiotic divisions. Which kind of division? Meiotic divisions. Undergoes meiotic division. Undergoes meiotic divisions. In this phase, the primary oocyte undergoes meiotic divisions to form secondary oocytes. To form what? Secondary oocyte along with polar bodies. Along with polar bodies. Along with what? Polar bodies. Along with polar bodies. Maturation phase. In this phase, the primary oocytes undergoes meiotic divisions to form secondary oocytes along with what? Polar bodies. Okay? This is what? Maturation phase. Now, maturation in maturation phase, the two types of meiotic division is taking place. That is the first meiotic division and second meiotic division. Okay? Now, second meiotic division is similar to what? Mitotic divisions. Now, in this way, the primary oocyte undergoes meiotic division to form secondary oocyte along with what? Polar bodies. Okay? Now, under maturation phase, ovulation takes place. What takes place? Ovulation takes place. Ovulation takes place. That is, ovulation means what? Ovulation means releasing of ovum. Releasing of matured ovum. Releasing of matured ovum from the ovary. From the ovary. Now, from the ovary. As the follicular cells, as we know, the follicular cells helps for the development of what? Ovary. Okay. Before ovulation, that follicular cells and the fluid, the follicular cells and the fluid which is present in the ovary extends. It extends to ruptures the Gallopian follicles. It makes to ruptures the Gallopian follicles to release out the what? Ovum during ovulations. During ovulation, which takes place after 14 days of menstrual cycle. Okay. Now, releasing of mature ovum from the ovary. Ovulation takes place. That is what? Releasing of mature ovum from the ovary. So this includes under what? Maturation phase. Okay. As I have discussed all these phases, now I am going to show you these things in sketch form. In which form? In flowchart or in a sketch form, or schematically I am representing now. Okay. The chromosome number. And this is from 46 to 46. This is what? Mitotic division. Which kind of division taking place over here? That is mitotic division. So, okay, this is what? Maturation phase. Which kind of phase it is? Sorry, multiplication phase. Which phase? Multiplication phase. Multiplication phase. Now, this is what? Growth phase. Which one? There is multiplication phase, and this is what? Growth phase. Growth phase. Growth phase, and these are what? Maturation phase. Which kind of phase? Maturation phase. Maturations. Now, These are all what? No, oogonia. Oogonia from germinal epithelium. Oogonia from where? No, from germinal epithelium. From germinal epithelium, releasing what? No, oogonia. These are all what? No, oogonia. These are all oogonia. Okay. Now, after that, this is producing what? Oogonia. This is what? No, oogonia. Having what? No, 46 number chromosomes. Then, while there is a no, sorry, this is primary oocyte. What it is? Primary oocyte. Primary oocyte. Then, first meiotic division. Which kind of division? First meiotic division. Next, second meiotic division. Second meiotic division. So, this kind of division takes place in which kind of cell division? Prophase 1 of meiotic division. Which kind? Prophase 1 of meiotic division. Prophase 1 of meiotic division. Which kind of the prophase 1 of meiotic division? Prophase 1 of meiotic division, and these are what? No, polar body. Suppose here it is forming what? No, primary oocyte. It is forming what? No, secondary oocyte. What it is? That is primary oocyte. Then here it is what? No, secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte. Okay, primary oocyte, secondary oocyte, primary oocyte undergoing first meiotic division to producing what? No, to producing what? Secondary oocyte. So what it is producing? Secondary oocyte with what? No, one functional ovum and another one is the first polar body. This is what? The first polar body. What it is called? First polar body. So what is the polar body? It is also a non-functional ovum. It is what? A non-functional ovum. Why it is called non-functional ovum? As we know, in ovum or in secondary oocyte, there is what? No, dense cytoplasm is there. But in case of polar body, no dense cytoplasm is present. As a result of that, in polar body, the fertilization is very rare. Okay, so that's why we have to consider this one as what? No, secondary spermatocyte. Sorry, secondary oocyte, and this one is what? No, polar body. So what it is called? Polar body. Now again, this polar body will functions as what? No, second meiotic divisions to produce what? 23 number of chromosomes. What? 23 number of chromosomes. How many polar bodies? So 3 polar bodies. So first polar body producing what? 2 polar body. And from here, secondary spermatocyte. From secondary spermatocyte, it is producing what? One functional ovum along with another polar body. Okay, and this becomes, so this is the previous stage of ovum called what? Ootyl. What it is called? Ootyl, and this is what? No, ovum, and it is called what? No, ovum. Okay, ootyl, then after that ovum. Okay, so here the prophase 1 of meiotic division is taking place inside primary oocyte to forming what? No, secondary oocytes until the formations, until the fertilization takes place. When the fertilization takes place, suppose I am showing you here what is 46 number. So how it becomes 46 number? Because this is a functional ovum. When the sperm has entered, then it becomes what? No, what? Fertilization is taking place. While fertilization is taking place, it is forming what? No, diploid body. What it is forming? Diploid body. And which kind of cell division will perform here? Metaphase. Which type of? Metaphase cell divisions. Okay. Till here, prophase 1 of meiotic divisions. Okay. Now, first, again I am showing you from 46 to 46. That is one of multiplications. Okay. This takes place when a female has not attained puberty. When the female has not attained puberty, and at that time the chromosome numbers of the follicles or the oogonia remain same. Okay. While the girl is attaining puberty, 46 is there. Then during ovulations, it will produce what? Then primary oocyte is present, already present at puberty. Then after that, it will produce secondary oocyte along with what? The first polar body. Then after that, second meiotic division, it will produce one ootyl along with what? No, one polar body. Subsequently, the another polar body will delivers to produce 2 polar bodies by second meiotic divisions. Okay. Now the ootyl will now get converted to what? No, functional ovum. It will form functional ovum. Till here, prophase 1 of meiotic divisions. Then after that, when a sperm is getting fertilized with, or when a sperm is getting fused with ovum, then it exhibiting which kind of phase? That is what? No, metaphase of the cell divisions. Clear? Okay. This is the oogenesis. This is the schematic representation of what? No, oogenesis. Okay, which I have explained you before of the what? No, before descriptively. That is what the oogenesis, and this is what the schematic representations. Okay. Now oogenesis is over. Then now this functional ovum. Now I have to show the ovum, the diagram of ovum. Okay. So this is the ovum. Now structure of ovum. This is the structure of ovum. This is polar body, first polar body. Which one? First polar body. First polar. So this is the structure of ovum. Structure of ovum. Structure of ovum. This is mitochondria. Mitochondria. This is cortical granules. Cortical granules. Cortical granules. And this is the layer of what? No? White line membrane. White line membrane. White line membrane is called oolemma. What it is called? Oolemma. Okay? And this is the layer of what? Zona pellucida. Zona pellucida. And these are the corona radiata. Corona radiata. Okay? And this is what? The nucleus. Nucleus. And this is what the polar body, first polar body is present here. So here it is polar body, where the polar body is representing, or where the polar body is retaining, and that particular point of the polar body is called what? Animal pole. What it is called? Animal pole. Just opposite of the polar body, it is called what? Vegetal pole. What it is called? Vegetal pole. What it is called? Vegetal pole. So what is the difference between animal pole and vegetal pole? The animal pole and vegetal pole is one. Animal pole, it is a pole where a polar body is present, and at the right, at the opposite of the polar body is which kind of pole? That is called a vegetal pole. Now this is the structure of what? The corona radiata, and this is the layer of what? The zona pellucida. This is the first polar body, nucleus. Okay, and this particular point of the pole is called what? The animal pole, and the opposite of the animal pole is what? The vegetal pole. Okay, and mitochondria is there, and these are called what? Cortical granules. What it is called? Cortical granules. What are called? Cortical granules, which are get modified from the Golgi bodies. Which are get modified from the Golgi bodies. All the organelles are present in ovum except what? The centrioles. Except centrioles. But in case of sperm, centrioles are present. Two centrioles are present in sperm, but in case of ovum, there is no centriole. Remember it. Okay. So all the organelles are present in vena ovum. So this is what the corona radiata. Okay. Now cortical granules. So you must be asking about question what is called cortical granules, and you will be eager to know what is cortical granules and what is the main. So what is the main functions of cortical granules and polar body which it is present in the ovum. Cortical granules, which it helps to prevent it helps to prevent the entry of many sperms to the ovum. It helps to prevent the polysperms to enter into the ovum. The functions of cortical granule is to prevent the excessive amount or prevent the extra number of sperm cells into it, okay, into ovum. So these are the functions of cortical granules. And the functions of polar body is what? The functions of polar body is to push out the excessive chromosomes present in the ovum. Okay? So these are the functions of polar body and cortical granules. Again I am repeating, that is polar body. The functions of polar body is to push out all the extra chromosomes which are not needed in the ovum. The amount of chromosome which it is present in the ovum is present. If there will be an excessive amount, the excessive amount be disposed by the first polar body. And the cortical granule is what? The functions of cortical granule is to prevent the entry of excess sperm. Okay, excess sperm is what? Not more than one sperm. Okay, so only cortical granules prevent the entry of more than one ovum. Okay, these are the functions of what now? These are the functions of organelles which is present in the ovum. Now, what are the characters of ovum? What are the characters of human ovum? Now, it is a very important point I am giving you now. That is what? The first, its diameter is what? Its diameter is the diameter of functional ovum is 0.1 millimeter. 0.1 millimeter. And it is visible. And it is visible in naked eye. Which one? Human ovum. Having a diameter of 0.1 millimeter. Second point. No centrioles are there. No centrioles are there. Okay? Number 3. Cortical granules. Prevent the entering of sperms, excess sperm. Excess sperm, that is what? No? Not more than one, only one. Okay? Number 4, cortical granules. Number 4 is what? No? First polar body. First polar body. Functions of first polar body. It helps to project out the excess chromosomes in ovum. Okay? Number 5. Number 5. Near polar body, the pole present is animal pole, and opposite of it is vegetal pole. It is what? No, vegetal pole. It is vegetal pole. Okay, this is the structure of what? No, human ovum. So now, in female, in their lifetime, how many ovum does they produce? It's a very important question. Okay, during their lifetime, how many ovums are get produced in female? First, I am showing you the calculation. So, puberty at the age of 13, okay, it starts on the menarche and menopause till what? From 45 to 50 years. From 45 to 50 years. Now you minus it. Now you subtract 45 minus 13. 45 minus 13. It is becoming 32. Okay, in 1 year, it produces. In 1 year, a female produce 13 ovum. How many ovum? 13 ovum. Now you multiply it. 32 into 13. 32 into 13. Calculate it. Near about 416. How many? Approximately how many ovum they produce in their lifetime? Near about 416 ovum they produce in their lifetime. Okay. Now another question is there, and you will be eager to know the another question. What happens to the Garfian follicles after releasing the ovum? The Garfian follicles now it turns yellow in color. The Garfian follicles in ovary, okay, after releasing the ovum, the Garfian follicles turns yellow in color due to the luteinizing hormone. To produce what? Corpus luteum. What it produces? Corpus luteum. And corpus luteum is mainly responsible for the formation of progesterone and estradiol hormone. Which kind of hormone? Progesterone and estradiol hormone. Okay. After the ovum is getting released from the Garfian follicle, the Garfian follicles now it turns yellow in color due to luteinizing hormone. Due to which kind of hormone? Luteinizing hormone. As the Garfian follicle is turning out to be what? No, corpus luteum, and that corpus luteum will now producing which kind of hormone? Progesterone and estradiol hormone, which helps for the development during the menstrual cycle. Okay. So this is the functions of what? No, oogenesis and the structure of ovum, which I have explained you today. Okay. And next class there will be a very important topic called what? No, menstrual cycle, along with what? No, fertilizations. Okay. So 2 units are left, very very important. That is called menstrual cycle and fertilizations. After fertilization there will be a cleavage. So lot of things are there in human reproductions. Okay. Now over.